You're watching the right video because we're going to talk about how much Tesla stock you need to retire and start living life. Keep watching and don't forget to leave a like if you like the video. We want you to watch more videos. So let's start this one. Let's figure out how many Teslas you'll need to get off the road by 2030. If it costs $8,000 in 2020 and $10,000 in 2021, driving will probably cost $28. As of 2022, it's $12,000. So it looks like Tesla is raising the price of their FSD by $2,000. This is because they're sure that if the FSD becomes a reality, it will be a money-making machine. It's like a bank for them. They'll make a lot of money. So by raising the price by $2,000 every year until 2030, we get $28,000 as a one-time payment based on some studies. By 2031, they should be able to hit 64, which is a proven fact. If that happens, Tesla will be another money-making machine for the man. It's just software. That brings in extra money, so we'll leave it at 62 by 2030. Total income comes from selling the vehicle and FSD. Each vehicle I've sold here is worth $50,000. It's a little more than that because of supply and demand, but we want to be safe and save $50,000 as the average amount of money that will be made from selling cars by 2030. That will still be the case. The car and the FSD make up the net income, also called the total net income. The number of cars is set at 25, but it should be closer to 30%. 25 of each car sold will be profit shares before they are split, which adds up to $1.5 billion. After the stock split in June, July, or October, this number will change, but that's okay. The only thing I know for sure is that by 2030, they'll have 1.5 billion shares outstanding, which is very unlikely because they're making so much money that there's no reason for them to dilute that many shares. Instead, they should be doing buybacks or dividends, but Tesla has said they're not interested in dividends. 1.5 EPS is based on standing shares and is before the stock split. When the split happens, EPS will change, and P was kept as low as possible at 40. I believe Tesla will trade for less than $40 by 2030, and most likely for $50 or more. The average monthly cost in North America is over $5,000, which makes sense if you live with a spouse or significant other. But let's be selfish and say you want to retire the stock on your own. That's a whole different story. The average monthly cost drops to just over $3,000, or about $3,200 for simplicity. That's almost $40,000 a year. That's fine. With a monthly cost of $3,200 and an average inflation rate of 3% until 2030, we get $40,000. But let's say lifestyle doesn't want to live a minimum lifestyle. They want to have some fun. The SP 500 gives 8 to 10% a year, but we'll be safe and say 7% since the SP 500 gives a 7% a year return, and you want to take out $5,000. 850000000 Zala shares or zeros for about 85 Psi shares for about 85000000000. Putting that much money into the SP 500 will last you up to 50 years, which is amazing because one estimate says it will last 48 years and the other 46. Now that we know the mid to late 40s are a good time to invest $850,000 with an average return of 7%, we have our monthly expense budget and know how much we need to live on. If you understand the graph, you'll see that there were only two sectors, food and auto sales. Tesla car insurance, we only use the data we have because we need to know how much robot taxis the Tesla bought, and Tesla insurance will make them. At solar panels, we don't have as much data yet, but what we do have is solid and reliable, so anything you see here can be taken as a minimum back to how many Tesla shares you need to retire in case of a bad economy. The stock price for Tesla, if they sell 20 million vehicles by 2030, is about 450. It's possible, but I can't valuation fathom that amount with 55 million automobiles. No car company has ever gone that far. I'd like to know if Tesla can achieve it or not. But if we assume 30 million is much more reasonable than 55 million, so we get about 130,000 per share with a market valuation of almost $20 trillion now. The market cap is incredibly high due to the outstanding shares. If that drops, the market cap reduces as well, which I expect it will, but the stock prices are still pretty solid. So by 2030, we need 850,000 if you want to live on $5,000 per month. For the next 50 years, the shares you need to reach $800,000 by 2030 are only 98 shares for the bear case to like. That's only going to cost you a little over 98,000. As you're investing $98,000, that $98,000 will turn into $850,000 in 8 years. You can then put that money into the SP 500 to get a return of 7% or more likely, and that's at your time. You need 98 shares, and 98 shares is crazy. If you promise not to spend money, save it and invest it. You won't have to worry about money again in 8 years. Base case. Let's look at the most basic case. All you need is 79 shares, not 78.6. You can't get 78.6 right now, but 79 shares will cost you about $79,000. That's more than 10 times in 8 years if they sell 25 million cars and 66 times if they sell 30 million cars. Investing 660,000,000 today could pay off with 850,000,000 in 2030. Say, my suggestion, since you're already invested, here's what I think you should do if the market crashes 50 times, don't log in. It could be in the next year, 2 years, or 3 years, we don't know. But it will happen because the US stock market is always strong and bounces back. As I said before, there's no Tesla insurance and no robots. We don't have enough hard data on Tesla and solar energy storage yet to add them. So for now, it's just these 2 points. Elon Musk's car made FSD, yes. I'm moving toward the bear case because I'm a realist and want to see the worst case scenario. If I rely too much on the best case scenario, I'll feel bad and like I messed up for the bear case. 100 shares are all you need. Hold on to it and don't worry about it for 8, 9, or 10 years. If you don't sell by 2030, that $80,000 will be worth a lot more. 5 years later, Tesla isn't going away. It's going to be around for a while. By 2050, Tesla will be around for a long time. They're part of the world's problem solvers, and Tesla is too valuable to go out of business or let anyone else do it. That's all we have to say about how many shares you'll need to retire with Tesla stocks. If you like Tesla and want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe to our channel music. We'll be making more videos about Tesla. Thanks for watching and see you in the next videos.